In this media message sample video, I'm going to be analyzing a print document. The print document I've chosen is from the Library of Congress, and it's something called Outrage. And it's from February 2nd, 1837. This is a handbill. So before I get any further, I need to make sure that I have the right document analysis guide selected. Since this is a print document, I'm going to go to slide 6. And the name of the document, as I just informed you all, is called Outrage. And that doesn't need to be highlighted, so I'm going to get rid of that real quick. I also have already realized that this thing I'm looking at is a handbill. So in the other box here, I'm going to type in handbill. Handbill is something that was used, they're kind of still used in some cities nowadays. If you've ever, let's say, received a flyer, or you went somewhere in a car and you came back to your car and there was something underneath the windshield wiper of your car, or if you were walking down the street and someone handed you a flyer for something, those are basically handbills. So they're things that are passed from people to people. This particular handbill was trying to gather people to come out and fight the abolition movement. So this is actually a pro-slavery handbill, if you can imagine that. So it says, "Outrage, fellow citizens, an abolitionist of the most revolting character is among you." Remember, an abolitionist is someone who wants to end slavery. So in this particular handbill, they're saying that the person who wants to end slavery is a revolting character. They are among us, or among you, exciting the feelings of the North against the South. So they're bringing the feelings of the North to the town or to the city in the South, or to the county in the South where these people live. And they're saying that a seditious lecture is being planned on being delivered this evening at 7 o'clock at the Presbyterian Church in Cannon Street. They're trying to get people to attend and unite in putting down and silencing by peaceable means. That means they don't want to use violence, although violence also often did occur at these types of meetings. To put down this tool of evil and fanaticism. Let the rights of the states guaranteed by the Constitution be protected. So they want to get people that are pro-slavery to go to an abolitionist meeting and try to break up the meeting. Okay, and this is from February 27th, 1837. Who wrote this document? We don't know who. There's no author's name on it, but we do know that it was written by someone who is pro-slavery. So if you are against slavery, we would call you an abolitionist. If we're looking back at history and we're talking about someone who wanted slavery to continue and they wanted to protect the rights of slave owners, we would call that person pro-slavery. Who's the document written for? It's written for citizens who are pro-slavery, okay? Or citizens who are just against the abolition movement. And of course, if they're against the abolition movement, they're probably pro-slavery. Are there any important dates or addresses? Yes. There is a date for an abolitionist meeting / there is we'll put a period there and we'll say there's a date and location. So this particular abolitionist meeting, if you remember, was happening at 7 o'clock at a church on this date, February 27th, 1837. Next question. What was happening at the time in history? Well, if you don't know a lot about abolition, it took a long time for slavery to be outlawed, especially in the United States. And in fact, in the United States, it took much longer than it did in other countries. So what's happening at this time, 1837, what's happening is it says it right here. It says that people from the North are going around and giving lectures to try to promote ending slavery. And at this time, this is when we had things like the Liberator, William Lloyd Garrison, going around giving speeches. His life was threatened at a similar rally in 1835 in the city of Boston. So that's kind of what's going on in American history, is the abolition movement is taking root, and they're spreading their ideas to try to end the institution of slavery for good reason. So what's happening at the time of this document? The abolition movement is spreading across the nation. Pro-slavery citizens are getting worried that abolition will become law. Okay, so that's what's going on in the 1830s, 1840s. Now we're going to read a little bit closer and try to answer these questions. What's the main idea of the text? Let's read it one more time. Outrage, fellow citizens, an abolitionist of the most revolting characters among you, exciting the feelings of the North against the South. A seditious lecture is to be delivered this evening at 7 o'clock at the Presbyterian Church in Cannon Street. You are requested to attend and unite in putting down and silencing by peaceable means this tool of evil and fanaticism. Let the rights of the states guaranteed by the Constitution be protected. So what is the main idea here? Well, I see things like North against South. Rights of states be protected. Put down the tool of evil and fanaticism. So to me, those are key phrases within the text. So that speaks to what the main idea is. The main idea is that abolitionists are trying to divide the North and South, and that people need to come together to stop the abolition movement. Okay, now it doesn't matter if I agree. Obviously, I don't agree with the handbill. I'm glad that slavery is abolished, but this is a piece of history. This is a primary source document that sheds light on the idea that there were Southerners, there were people in the United States who wanted slavery to continue and were willing to get in the way of the abolitionists who wanted to end slavery. Why did the writer author it? Why did the author write this? To encourage people to fight against, and maybe fight isn't the right word there, to organize against abolitionists. Quote evidence from the text that helps me feel that way. The quote for me is the term peaceably means, silencing by peaceable means. So the text says use peaceable means to stop abolitionists. Okay, and as I mentioned earlier, sometimes this did happen, things were sensible or civilized, but on a lot of occasions, violence would break out at these events between pro-slavery supporters and abolitionists. So that is the document analysis, one way that you can do it. It's really going to depend on the sophistication of your document. Some documents have a lot more text than this one, but this is a good one I felt to use for an example because it's kind of straightforward and it gives us a look at what the abolitionists were facing in order to accomplish their goal.